Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl Mona here from the Society. And again, I know I said it before, but Happy New Year! Today is Friday, and we're at the end of the first week in January 2024. A brand new month, a brand new week, the end of a brand new week, and of course, a whole brand new year, a whole 365, where we can have a clean slate to create and write down and jot down and goal and take action towards the life that we want to see for the rest of the year that ultimately can lead to a much better, prosperous, and fulfilling life. Okay, so happy new year to you, and I hope that your first week has gone great so far. If it hasn't, if you find yourself still trying to get over some humps and hurdles and kind of get back in gear, right, then that's okay. That's all right. You have 51 more weeks and a couple of days to get it right. Now, realize what you did wrong, right? And begin to change those things and make note of those things and change them. As you see them coming along again, nip it in the bud so you can progress and keep going, because you have a whole year to just excel and be great and be your fabulous self, okay? So like I said, so this is the beginning of a whole new year. We are 1 week into the year 2024, and there are certain things that you can do to set yourself up for success. Of course, you can do nothing, and if you do nothing, you get nothing. All right, you set yourself up for failure, and he that fails to plan plans to fail. So we're definitely not going to do that, because we're not about that life. We're about that living better and dreaming bigger and going after our goals and making our dreams a reality. Okay, so there are certain things that you can do in case you don't know where to start or where to begin as it relates to setting yourself up for an amazing year. I just wanted to come on here and share with you 5 things that I have determined that would be a great start for you to get your 2024 shaped up for high gear and for excellence as the year progresses, okay? So, fix my hat here. So the first thing you can do, number one that's on my list, is watch what you eat. Now, you know your health is paramount. You can't do anything, or you can't enjoy what you have, or even try to achieve more if you're not healthy. If your body's not healthy, if your mind is not healthy, and if you're sick, you're down for the count. If you're sick, you're not going to be out trying to grind and trying to hustle and trying to meet people and in a network. You just want to be in bed, on the couch, wrapped up, balled up, trying to get better. And it's understandable. If you're sick, your body is not at its optimum level, and you need to just kind of do what you need to do, take what you need to take, the supplements or whatever, to get back to where you need to be. So how you can kind of be proactive about your health and what that looks like for this year, begin to watch what you put in your mouth as it relates to food, okay? So you want to be very cognizant of the food that you eat and your food choices in this year, and start now. We just got over the holidays, and I know personally, even for myself and my family, now we had my parents flew in from the Bahamas for the holidays, and it was amazing. It was awesome. Mom's home cooking, all the things. She came with all the cakes and the breads, and we had birthdays and anniversaries. So there was the cakes and the desserts and all the big food. For those of you that don't know, Americans do Thanksgiving, and they do all the things, the whole spread, right? But in the Bahamas, we do our big spread at Christmas. So we had the Thanksgiving spread, which started it all. Then you had a couple weeks in between. Then comes Christmas, and we have our second spread of all the things for a good Bahamian Caribbean Christmas. So I've been eating, doing the most. Now, granted, I'm still very cognizant of what I eat, even in the midst of Thanksgiving. And, especially when you go to other people's parties or other people's events, there's certain things that I just don't eat, because I know them myself. Me, I'm pescatarian. So I'm not going to go out there and be eating, the ham and the turkey and the roast beef. It's there, but I'm not touching it. I like my belly, okay? And I ain't trying to have the bubble guts. I'm not trying to have the bubble guts for the rest of the week, because I don't mess around and I'll eat something that I wasn't supposed to eat. So in the midst of all the foods and all the things, again, I'm always aware of what I put in my mouth as it relates to what I eat. So with you need to begin to become more aware of what you're eating. And you may say, I try to eat healthy, which is great, right? And healthy, there are different levels to this healthy thing, this healthy eating. But I'm gonna give you the shout out to doubt that that you're trying, okay? Those of you that aren't trying, that that you are fast food queen or fast food king, I'm gonna call you out. but at the same time, and do better. Okay, you know within yourself that you shouldn't be eating the fast food all the time, and it's going to take a toll on your body eventually. If you begin to feel sluggish after you eat, you want to sleep, you feel tired, or you get, a little gassy. That's why you're eating food that's not good for your temple. One body you have. God gave you one body. One body. Take care of it. Be intentional about what you put in that mouth to feed your body, to feed your temple, because if you serve your body well, your body will serve you well and will keep you healthy and keep you strong and keep you energetic enough to be able to do and pursue the things that you want to pursue, to get the most that you want out of this year and for the rest of your life. Okay, so that's the first thing. Be aware of your food choices. You want to make sure now, don't make it a resolution, because a resolution means that you do it for the first couple of months and you throw it down the pipeline and it just goes somewhere else. No, make it a lifestyle change. Okay, make a choice to make a lifestyle change. Cut out the fast foods. All right, and if you have to, I know, I get it. I work in corporate America too at this point in time, and sometimes I don't leave home with enough time to prepare a good lunch, or I don't do it from the night before. I have to buy a lunch at a cafeteria or go to a restaurant. That's fine. You can go and buy food. I'm not saying you can't buy food, but be aware of what you're buying. Don't get the burger and fries. Don't get the pizza. I mean, even though pizza is not terrible, but you shouldn't be eating pizza on a regular, okay? The burger and fries, or here in Philly, the cheesesteaks, the chicken cheesesteaks, or I don't even know what people eat anymore. The milkshakes and all the crazy things, right? Instead go and get a salad with a side of salmon, or go and get a tuna sandwich, or I don't know, something that's lighter, that's not fried, not deep fried. If you do nothing else, stay away from the deep fried, stay away from the heavily salted, and stay away from the heavily sugared or the processed sugar, the donuts and things like that. Stay away from that. And if you can even do that, that in and of itself will give you tremendous results. Shall you watch that waistline shrink into nothing, okay? You become snatched, you have more energy, you be more fit, and you just feel good on the inside. So if just cutting out the sodas, the fried foods, the deep fried foods like the fries and the nuggets and all the burgers and all the things, you cut those out, and the deep fried chicken sandwiches, cut those out, and you'll be surprised at how good your body feels. Be intentional about taking in more whole grains, more vegetables, more fruits. And I mean, I personally, I can tell you what I do. I do what's called intermittent fasting, where I don't eat for maybe 12 to 16 hours of the day. So what I do, I start my eating time at 12 in the afternoon, okay? So I drink water from my wake up, and the water cleanses and detoxes your body, from all the things from the day before. I do that from morning till 12. At 12 o'clock, I have a piece of fruit. I have an apple, or I have some orange, pineapples, whatever fruits I have on hand, I have that at 12 o'clock. And I eat that. That's the first thing in my system. So I do that. And after that, I wait for about half an hour to an hour. Then I eat a meal, whatever my breakfast meal is, or brunch in that case, my meal of choice. I do that. And from there, I may or may not have lunch, depending on what dinner looks like, or depending on how late I eat that brunch, or how much of a brunch I had, right? And if I do lunch, it'd be something light, like a smoothie, or some trail mix or something. And then I eat dinner, and I try to eat dinner by 7 p.m. And so the last thing I eat would be at 7 p.m. So from 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 17 hours. So out of the day, 17 hours I don't eat. Hope I count that right. Okay? So that's intermittent fasting. So what that does, those hours that you don't eat, it gives your body time to process what you actually do put in it. Now, it's going to be rough in the beginning, to where you're like, listen, at 9 o'clock, I'm starving, the worms is kicking, the belly is biting, and it's time to get something in there. I get it. But don't go until 12 in the beginning, right? You can go, until just an hour, eat an hour later. And also the better part of it, I would say, is eat your dinners earlier. The earlier you can eat, the more you allow your body to process what is taken in, and you'll be able to come out on top and be better for it. Okay, that was a whole mouthful, but I'm very passionate about eating healthy. And exercise, yes, but you can lose a lot of weight, you can get healthier, you can get more energized just by being intentional about what you eat on a daily basis. So that's the first thing in getting a successful and thriving 2024. Number two, you want to get a second stream of income. Now, I have a job. Like I said, I work in corporate America. But you know what they say, JOB, just over broke. Depending on where you work and what you do, what your career path looks like, you can have a job that's making you good money, anywhere from 60,000 and up, okay? And you can be doing your thing, which is great. I commend you for that, for having that kind of an income coming in. But just one stream of income is too risky. And a lot of people figured that out the hard way during 2020, during the pandemic, when the job just started laying you off left, right, and center. Like, they did not care. They're like, listen, we don't know what's happening in the world. We can't deal with this right now. Our bottom line, whatever, you got to go home. Temporarily or permanently, you got to go home. And now that one stream of income that you had, guess what? You were like, oh my God, what the heck? What am I going to do? How am I going to get through this? How am I going to feed my family? And you begin to panic, right? And I get it. They teach you to, go to school, graduate. Some people go to college, then you get a job and you work that job for 30, 40, 50, sometimes 60 years until you retire. And then you rely on that other, not even one, half stream of income. Hopefully you did some good retirement planning. But I would say in this year, start from now, start from January, and looking at things that, what can you do well? What are things that you can do without even thinking about it? Like, me, I am naturally a writer. I didn't know I was a writer. I just used to write until I had a college English class that we had to do a descriptive essay. And I'm like, what can I write about? So I wrote about things that I knew about. I wrote about the beach, and I described the beach scene and a tropical island because that's where I was from. And my teacher at the time, my professor at the time, she went on and on and on. She raved about how this was I got 100%. Now, how often in college do you get 100% on anything? Okay, like I got an A++, and she was raving about this essay and how good and descriptive my words were. And I'm like, okay, like I just described what I like to see, what I saw at the beach and stuff growing up. But it's how I described it. And then as I progressed and got older and and did other things, I realized that writing just came naturally to me. I just naturally knew how to describe things colorfully. Right? So that's something that I did without even thinking about it. I just began to write and describe, and creative writing was the thing for me. So what is it that you do well? What is it that somebody would pay you for? A lot of people can't write, y'all. So I've made a second stream of income on a freelance basis, writing for other people. I've written bios, I've written press kits, I've written brand descriptions, about us. I've helped people write their books, right? I've written my own books. And so that's something that people will pay me for because they can't do it. They don't know what to do and how to do it well. So what is it that you do? That's a skill or a service that somebody could be like, you know what? I need help with that. Can you help me do this? And that's where you charge them and say, hey, I can help you do this. And you put your fee, and it's a win-win basis. They get the help that they need. You do it. It's not hard work for you because it comes naturally, and they get what they need, and you get a return, which is the money for the service or the skill that you provide for them. So determine take some time tonight, whenever you're watching this, take some time, sit down and write a list. What am I good at? Maybe you're good at speaking, you got the gift of gab. Maybe you're good at drawing. Maybe you're good at organizing. Maybe you're good at decorating. Maybe you're an awesome cook or awesome baker. Maybe you're good at painting, or some people are just good at, they know how to clean. Like, they can clean everything, okay? And if that's you, whatever those things are, write them down. And you may think that, okay, I'm good at, I'm good at making the bed, or I'm good at organizing the closet. Oh, that's nothing. That's nothing. But listen, you'll be surprised how many corporate people, executives or celebrities or rich and successful people, they don't like to do it. They don't know how to do it, or they just don't have the time. Heck, moms who have children don't have the time to clean and organize like they would want to. So they would gladly hire you to come into their homes and organize their closet, organize their children's closet, organize their houses, clean up, because they simply don't have the time. So don't belittle anything that you may put on that list. Whatever little thing pops in your mind, like, oh, I do this very well, write it down. And then once you write that down, determine what they are. Now you look to see which one of them you would want to monetize. You can monetize 1, 3, 5, all, I don't care. But do something this year that can get you a second stream of income. You can do those things, if you work a 9 to 5, like they say, you can work on the man's job from 9 to 5 and then work on your job or your business from 6 to 10. Do it on the weekends, do it on the holidays, however, whatever works for you. Just have some other money coming in from somewhere else. Because listen, you don't know what the world's going to hold. Things are getting crazier every single day. You don't know what's going to happen in the economy. And if, God forbid, we have another COVID type situation where there's another lockdown, you got to be at home and and companies don't know what's happening, you need to be okay. You need to be okay. Your family needs to be okay. You need to eat, and you need to be at least have a fallback plan. Okay, so determine what those things are, and then determine. Go on YouTube. YouTube has tons of side hustle ideas, and you can become a freelancer. You can start a business. You don't have to, but you can start a business, and there's so much that you can do with your talents that, because they're so natural to you, they won't feel like work, and it won't be a struggle to do them because you do them with such ease. Okay, so number 2 is get a second stream of income. Number 3, this is a good one. It's one I started doing, not too long ago, but it's put your money to work. Let your money work for you. Now, you hear it all the time. Other races teach their children, and how about investments and, and compounding interest and all the things. Now, I'm not a financial advisor. I've done things by trial and error and just by virtue of learning and being curious and just being wanting to put myself in a certain position in life. I have learned and I've studied and I have researched these things, but you can put your money to work for you. I've had savings accounts since I was in grade school. My mom made sure that. She made sure that, listen, her daughter has a savings account and with her name on it. So I've had money in the bank from before I could know what money in the bank even was, okay? But, and back in the day, especially in the Bahamas, you used to get, I want to say about maybe 2% interest on your money. So as the money grew, as I got, from grade school through elementary, high school, the money began to grow. And as the money began to grow, that 2% interest that it used to get back then, it went down to 1.5, then 1% interest. And I don't know what it is now in the Bahamas, but here in the US, your savings account in the bank, you'll be lucky. You'll be lucky to get 0.5%. I said 0.5%. Like most banks give you 0.01. You get that you give me 0.1% or 0.3, like zero anything. Like what? You can't even get to 1%? Like that's insane to me. So over the years, as I began to work and save money, I'm like, listen, I had money in the bank. I was saving to buy a house, so I was saving to buy a car. And you had this money, and you had like $20,000 in the bank, and you get like, I don't know, let me see, $20,000, and you get like, $2 at the end of the year. $2? What am I doing with $2? Are you kidding me? So over the years, the math wasn't mathing, okay? It didn't make sense to me. So I'm like, what can I do? And I started to research other means of which I can save and keep my money, have my money grow. So I got into the stock market eventually, and so that's one way to make your money work for you, to make your money grow. But caveat, side note, sidebar, if you don't know what you're doing, baby, stay out of the stock market. I repeat, stay out of the stock market, especially now when the stock market is so unstable. It's all the ups and downs, the fluctuations. It is insane, okay? Now, now it's not hard to learn. You can learn, but it takes some studying. Don't just go putting your money in there and thinking that, you're going to come out on top, because the stock market will humble you real quick. Real quick, okay? It will humble you. So learn, study, go on YouTube, watch the videos, join somebody's program if you have to, and learn what you need to learn, because the stock market can give you great returns, but you need to know when to get in, when to get out, what kind of companies to invest in, and all the things, okay? So that's one way. A second way that I started doing recently as well, high yield savings accounts. So high yield savings account is also through certain banks or through certain companies. Actually, no, it's actually not through banks. Because banks, their high yields is still don't be hitting properly. Okay, so there are lots of other companies. I'll post a few that I use that I have vetted in the description. But there are other companies that do high yield savings accounts where instead of that 0.1% or 0.2%, you're getting 3%, 4%. And some people even do 5%, okay? And I mean, if I've been getting 5% this whole time, listen, I would have been set, okay? Because the money I saved before I bought my home, like I could have been getting 5% on that money. Listen, are you kidding me? Instead of getting this $12 a year, I could have been getting some serious money. I mean, I'm not become rich from the interest, but it would have gotten so much more added to my account, okay? I'd had much more to work with. So there are companies. So one I know is Discover does, a high yield savings account, and especially now that the interest rates are up, the higher the interest rates are in the market, the more you get on your savings account. So now it's a good time to get in there and if you have money, you can transfer the money from your bank to your high yield savings account, and just allow it to grow. Now, the good thing with the high yield savings account versus some of the other ones I'm about to tell you is like a regular savings account. If you need the money, you can go and take it out. Now, be sure that when you sign up that you can do that. Like you can take your money in and out as you need it. If something comes up, you have access to those funds. Okay, so because there are some that you need to have it sit before you can actually take stuff out. All right. So high yield savings account is one of them. Then also now some banks do it, and also the high yield savings account, those businesses do what's called the CD, a certificate of deposit. But that now you need to take money that you don't need in the next 3 months to a year, or up to 5 years. I think they go up to 5 years or more. Don't quote me on that. But you put your money in these CDs for a certain amount of time, and once it's in there, you don't touch it. And it just grows. Again, I think those are like 3 to 4%, and that's much better than any bank would give you in a savings account, a regular savings account, okay? So you take your money, put it in a CD account, and it sits for 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, a year, 3 years, 5 years. But the more it sits, the longer it sits, the more it grows, and once that CD expires, or I think it matures, and you take your money out, with the interest, you can go back in and repeat until you have what you intend to have, okay? That's a good way to have a good nest egg for when you need it, especially if you're one that can't control your spending. Take that money, put it in the CD, because you can't touch it for at least 3 months. So that once that 3 months is done, you have what you put in and then some, a little extra from the interest that it accrued over time. Okay. Another way to make your money work for you, you have things like investments in general. So stock market, like I said, high yield savings accounts. You can do things like a Roth IRA. 401k is cool, but again, I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own research, but I would rather do an IRA, a Roth, or traditional. You can pick whatever works for you, okay, versus the 401k. But again, do your own research on that. I'm not here to advise you. I'm just giving you my 2 cents. And of course, there's also things like, if you get it like that, you can do buy and flip real estate, buy and flip thrift store finds. Some people like to buy like vintage thrift store finds, and they go and buy it from the thrift store, somebody that's is used. And there are people that are always looking for good quality, good condition things, like designer bags, designer shoes, designer belts, things that are from the 90s or whenever. People will pay you good money for them. You can sometimes double or triple your investment depending on how good of a deal you found at the thrift store. So you can buy and flip, and that's anything from, like I said, clothes and shoes, to you can even buy and flip houses, buy and flip cars, whatever it is. That's another option. Or you can do start an e-commerce business. So start a business where you buy products wholesale, and then you sell at a profit, and that's how you get have your money making money for you. So those are just several examples that I want to give you that I've done in my personal experience that you can use to begin to set yourself up for a better financial state in 2024. So you have the health, you have the financial, and also number 4 deals with not much self-help, but self-betterment, personal development, okay? So number 4 is start listening to a podcast. Find a podcast to listen to, or find a book that you can read, depending on what it is that you want to learn or you need to strengthen within your own self. So, in the new year, people like to learn a new skill or learn a new thing. But there are so many books on so many different topics that you can begin to learn about, to read about, and that can help you change your whole thought process about how you think about things, how you think about people, how you think about situations, and that can help you situate yourself for a better and amazing 2024. There are tons of podcasts, tons of books. You can buy a physical book or get an audio book, right, on just about any book that you can think of. So there's things on self-help, or how to be more confident, how to win friends and influence people, how to do business, how to do a side hustle, how to cook, how to be more spiritual, how to get closer to God, how to eat for your body type, how to eat for your blood type. There's so many books on so many other things, how to save, how to invest, how to do the stock market, right? So find a book or a podcast that has something that you want to learn, you want to develop within yourself, and begin to commit. Once a day is ideal, but at least 3 to 4 times a week. As you're driving to work, as you're driving to the grocery store, as you're driving to wherever, as you're driving to the gym, go ahead. And sometimes those podcasts are anywhere from 15 minutes to like half an hour, 45 minutes. There's some that are like an hour long, but you can choose the ones that work for you, okay? Listen to a podcast as you're driving. You've heard all the music and all the things. The music ain't going nowhere, okay? Listen to a podcast instead of the radio as you're driving, and begin to build yourself up with a new skill or a new thing that can set you up for an amazing year. And I will put a plug in right here at this point. I also started a podcast in 2023. It's called the Bold Fearless Confidence Podcast. It's available on all streaming platforms, so go ahead and listen to that. We encourage you and empower you to dream big and to think big and to be an action taker, and to not be afraid to live an amazing life. Live your life authentically, live your life unapologetically, live your life confidently, and do all the things that you always been afraid to do. Now, take one step at a time. Build up that confidence so you can live, and don't be afraid to pursue what you want to pursue and achieve what you want to achieve. That's the Bold, Fearless Confidence Podcast with me, your girl, Monet. Go check it out. I'll drop the link in the description for you to have access to that, okay? And lastly, number 5, you want to surround yourself with positive people. Now, Drake had that song and say, no new friends. Child, lies, okay? Lies. If your friends are, I'm going to say it, if your friends are trash, some friends we've had since kindergarten, since we were in diapers, and that's cool. I'm all about lifelong friends and lifelong friendships, but as long as those friends are supporting you, as long as they're, you're pouring into them, they're pouring into you, I'm all with it. But there are some friends that are just, as you begin to progress in life or want to progress and become ambitious and pursue certain things, you started going here, some of your friends stay down here, and even got lower. And why would you want to even, because all they're going to do is bring you down. I'm just going to put it out there, okay? I'm sure you know that within yourself already. There are certain friends that you just don't need to be around because they're just not good for you any longer. You love them, but you can love them from a distance, okay? So if you need to find new friends, go and get new friends. Go and network. Go to business events. Go to networking events. Go to church. Go to, book clubs, whatever. Go to the gym. And don't be afraid to talk to new people. I know as we get older, it's kind of weird because we have our own kind of situations, our own families. Some of you have kids and husbands or wives or whatever. And it's like, okay, I don't want to bring some stranger into my circle. But sometimes you need to use your discernment and use your gut intuition to say, you know what, this is a good person. She's cool, or, she's cool, he's cool. Let me talk to them. And you kind of gauge and feel people out to see what they are. You gauge check the energy. I would always say check people's energy. If somebody shows you who they are, believe them. Believe them. They will show you more than they tell you. So that their mouth can say one thing, but those actions, child, they don't lie, okay? So watch the people that you're meeting, and somebody has a good energy, you guys connect, you guys click on whatever level, embrace that. Don't be like, oh, okay, oh, that's my gym friend. If the person is, encouraging you on whatever level, you can learn from them. Sometimes they can learn from you, and it's mutually beneficial. Embrace that. Say, listen, girl, you want to go to brunch, or let's go grab coffee, whatever. Let's connect, because because in this life, all the things that you want, that you desire to have, places that you desire to be, events you may desire to get invited to, it's all going to happen through somebody else. Somebody has to have access, or has to, to let you in. And God also uses people to give you the blessings that He has for you. So if you call yourself, oh, I'm sticking with this same circle that ain't do nothing for you in years, I'm sticking with the same group of people that I've known since I was a kid, or since primary school, high school, whatever. That's cool, but don't be afraid to let other new people in. And while you're at it, I'm looking for some more business friends in 2024. If that's you, holla at your girl. Let's connect, and let's see how we can help each other out. Okay, just putting it out there. So get those friends, get those new friendships, and don't be afraid, like I said, to associate with people that you don't know. I mean, your parents tell you don't talk to strangers, but you're no longer a child. You're grown enough to know who you can talk to, and you can sense when something isn't right, and if something isn't right, get out. Okay? Don't put yourself in harm's way, but also don't be closed off to meeting new people and to making new associations, because those relationships are the things that can get you all the things that you desire to accomplish, or to achieve, or to see, or to experience in this new year. So those are my top 5 things, okay? I have my list here, and I'm going to go through them again. So the first thing is, number 1, watch what you eat. Watch the food that you put in your body. Be intentional about those things. And number 2, get you a second stream of income. If you have one is too close to none. So find something that you can do well, that you can do without thinking about it, that comes naturally to you, that somebody else would pay you for, and monetize that thing, okay? Get you some other money coming in. Number 3, put your money to work for you. Find some way or somewhere you can put your money to work to make more money, whether that's investments or high yield savings account, a CD, a Roth IRA. Start making interest on your money. All right. So get your money to work for you. Number 4, read a book, read more, or listen to a podcast. So read a book this year, or read 3 books this year. Listen to podcasts as you're driving to work, as you're driving to church, as you're driving to the gym. Pop it on the radio, stream it, and learn something new, learn a new skill, learn something that you didn't know before. Or if you feel like you're lacking in a certain area, find a podcast that answers those questions, that can feed and can speak to those things that you can learn from, and begin to build yourself up, okay? And lastly, number 5 is surround yourself with good, positive people, because people are the channels that God uses to get you all the things that you want to manifest in this life, and they are stepping stones to get to your next level. All right, so there you have it. Drop in the comments if you're gonna implement 1, 2, 3, 4, or all of these things in your life this year. I think you should do all 5 personally, but that's just me. But I know I'm gonna be doing all 5, okay? And I'm gonna be sure to do what I can on my end to make this year one for the books. I'm gonna keep saying it. This year is gonna be one for the books, and I'm gonna do all that I can to make that happen. So be sure to join me in this venture. Go ahead and do those 5 things, and as you do them, come back and tell me how they went. Drop it in the comments. And if you have something else you want to add to this list that you think would be essential for us getting an amazing year, go ahead and drop it, and I'll be looking for those. And I do read the comments, and I do answer them myself. So do that. And if you love this video, please don't forget to hit the like button. And if you love the content of this society, go ahead and tap that subscribe button and subscribe to the channel, because we have more stuff coming for you in this year. Like I told you in my New Year's message, I'm going to be showing up more. I'm going to be here with more content, more unboxings, and more things, all the things. So hit subscribe so you don't miss an episode, so you don't miss a drop, okay? And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.